I have done a returnal. Hello. We're back. We back, baby. No.
We in this.
So, what was the last thing you heard?
Baby spiders?
There was a spider.
Nothing.
Spider?
Okay, there was a spider that was said to be friend-shaped, and I was gonna respond with, "Hey, Alina, do you mind if I control Joy for a moment?"
Sure.
Alright. So,
Oh no.
now that we have initiative in order, it is Joy's turn.
New pet question mark.
She's gonna walk forward and be like, "Hey, little guy, how you doing? Are you enjoying yourself? You're so cute." And the spider is just gonna like step back, raise its arms, put it down, step forward and raise its arms. Also, Mikey, congrats on first. Yeti, congrats on second. And Steam, congrats on 3rd. Extreme, thank you for nodding in my ear. Can Joy roll me a persuasion check?
I was gonna say, would it be persuasion or animal handling?
Persuasion.
Gotcha.
As you hear her reply, "You don't say." Oh, that's interesting. Well, why don't you come along with me? I'm sure we can figure something out. Maybe we can even get you somewhere nicer to stay. And the spider just kind of crawls up onto her shoulder. I got a friend.
Reminds me of that meme. You're my friend now. Do, 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 do.
You just see a spider lift its arms up.
Spider pet.
Spider pet.
Spider pet.
Spider pet.
Alright,
Does whatever a spider pet does.
Alina, it is your turn. Would you like to look in the room? Because you never know, something might have followed Joy out.
Why do you make everything sound suspicious?
Because there is something suspicious about it.
Oh, Joy didn't look up.
No, that's not it. She didn't look to the right.
Suddenly there's just a talking giant
Talking.
Venus flytrap.
Yeah, that's exactly I knew where you were going with that
You'll
one.
see more in the corner.
Seymour.
A movie I've never seen.
Same.
Pretty good. Really
I've
weird,
also
but
not
pretty
seen
good.
it.
I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Little Shop of Horrors, I think that one is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoops. That's friend-shaped.
Alina, is there anything you'd like to
Hell.
do?
What the hell is that?
Friend.
Friend slime?
See, this is why I would get killed. Going into nature.
You see a bear. Friend.
If not friend, why friend shaped?
What
Walks up to a
exactly is
bobcat,
friend-
your face is just gone.
Bobcats are not friend shaped.
Bobcats
Yes, they
are
are.
mean. Bobcats are evil.
They're babies.
What would you like to do to this weird slime creature? You can roll a nature or arcana check. Those could work.
Speaking of friendship, there's a woo bat in the chat.
There is. Would you like to pet the slime? Alright, you know this thing to be a gray ooze.
Uh-oh.
They tend to be weird, acidic creatures. They corrode metal. Did you want to pet it? Well, it's like any other game slimes. They could be trivially easy, or they can be brutally difficult. Depends on the game. You just don't know D&D specifically.
Laughs in Queen Slime.
Laughs in GM. Cries in having no idea what to do. It's your choice on what to do. It is sitting there.
Menacingly.
No, it's just sitting there. In a roughly round slime shape. It's a little jiggly. How would you like to approach or back away? Vibes with ooze.
Was it just the green ooze?
Gray.
Gray?
Yes, it just looks green here, cause that's the token I had.
Oh.
Joy looks to you, looks at the spider. Oh. Yeah, don't touch it. It's not a friend.
Look at that face!
She says to the as the spider is just like climbing down a web from her hand and just like hanging there, kind of like a yo-yo, but like a spider. Before crawling back up to her hand and just like laying in her palm.
Sliders are friends.
They are. I am unfortunately very scared of spiders, but they do be friends.
This is why I just try to release them instead of just squishing them.
The spider says that the door should be fine. It's never left the room.
Speak to a fucking spider?
Yeah? Why? Can you not?
No!
Oh.
Oh, I can't! Maybe if I could have avoided a lot of trouble.
Huh. Spell issue, isn't it?
I just get ratioed by a twerp?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, man.
Look, I'm smarter than you.
What? What?
Look at her character sheet.
I should. I have something to say, but I'm not gonna say it.
Alright, Alina, you close the door. It gives a nice satisfying click. And the slime is no longer in your sight. Alright. Next up, we will be going to Octad. Who
My turn.
opens the door and comes
Opens door.
into this room.
Oh. Mystical.
Yeah.
Oh. Bunch of mysticals.
Yeah.
Can I perception to see if there's anything in here outside the mysticals?
Sure.
I'm not very good at perception.
That's fine.
I am not very.
Alright, you don't really see anything in the room. Besides these cool glowy things.
Can I nature check the cool glowy things?
Sure. These are really cool underdark mushrooms that tend to like be bioluminescent and give a nice glowy yellow color to anything used in their dyes. Also have some uses in potions.
Octod, we'll pick some.
Alright. Where do you pick some from?
I'd like to go up to like this big bushel in the middle.
The bushel in the middle?
Yeah, the bushel in the middle.
Okay. Well, in that case, something's gonna join you.
Uh-oh. Goops.
Go ahead and roll for initiative.
Goops, I did it again.
Uh-oh. No, that's not what I meant. Alright.
Octod's
That's
sheer
gonna-
presence destroyed one of them.
Okay, that's its initiative. And this one rolled a 4. Okay. Octad, you're first.
I shall go up to this one. I'm still on electric mode because I never changed it back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna go smack it.
Okay. That is a hit. Go ahead and do a damage.
I did a damage.
Alright, you did a 15 damage.
I guess it's still alive, so I'm gonna use my extra attack, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
That is a big hit.
Yeah.
Roll a mega damage.
alright, I gotta do it again, right?
Yeah. Alright. You swing at this thing twice and it just scatters about the room.
Okay.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I can do nothing else.
Okay.
Well, I can, but I'm not gonna.
It's the slime's turn. It's gonna kind of jiggle your way. and it's gonna reach out a nice goopy pseudopod at you. And does a 7 hit you?
Does not.
Okay, that's its turn.
Well, I shall up. Heck. Alright. Did I move?
You could move. You did
Okay,
move.
hold on. I think I'm bugged. I did move? Okay.
Yes, you did. You were
Yeah,
here.
my stuff's a little. Yeah, I moved, and Autod's name moved, but his image didn't move, so.
Weird.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll refresh after I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Alright, so I roll a hit,
That is a hit. Roll a damage.
I roll a damage,
That is a 13 damage.
roll the hit again.
Roll the hit again.
Damn it! Unless it's got bad defense, which it might.
That's
it's
a
slime.
hit.
That's.
Roll a damage.
Oh.
How do you
Almost
want to do
max
this?
damage. I'm gonna hit him with the flat side and gonna squash him.
Alright, you squash this thing and make a slime pancake.
Be sure to destroy all the little bits so it doesn't reform like Zack.
Fine for now. I just need to be here for a little bit. I would like to go back to collecting the bushel.
Alright, would you also like to collect some goop from slime?
Is it caustic?
Yes.
I have no container, so then no.
Okay. So you collect some mushrooms. How much would you like to collect?
I'll collect just one bushel.
Alright, you collect a bushel of underdark yellow mushrooms. Or
I
yellow,
don't really know how much doesn't.
yellow glow shrooms, I guess. Alright.
If I had something to put the slime in, I would take it.
Yeah. Is that all you'd like to do?
Yeah, I'll just exit the room.
Okay. I let you control the spider. Next up, we're gonna go with Arlos.
Oh, does K not get a turn?
Kay, would you like to go by a door?
Sure.
Shoot.
I would
door,
have
any door.
I would have said you if you wanted to go to a door. All right, you pick that room. Are you ready?
No, but yes.
Okay. Do you want to take a guess at what's in this room?
Spiders
Or
or slimes.
okay, it's a crocodile.
Ah, well,
Okay.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah.
So you open the door and you see a crocodile in the weird swampy water.
Is the swamp puppy friendly?
Who are you?
Not friendly.
My name is Kay.
What's a K?
Well, that's my name. I'm an Aarakocra, a bird, if you will.
Oh, I know a bird.
Have you been trapped here?
I don't go anywhere, but they feed me. Are you gonna feed me?
I mean, I can if I get you out of here. I don't have anything on me at the moment.
Is there a swamp nearby?
Sure, we could find one.
Roll a perception check. Or no, a persuasion check.
I like how me and Kay
Wow.
both just straight talk to people.
Now, I'm staying in this. They bring me food. Leave. Tell them to bring me more food.
I would tell them, but they're all dead.
Then toss one in here, so I can eat them as food.
All right, suit yourself.
Fair enough.
Are you gonna grab the one that was right behind you and just toss it in?
Yep.
Okay. You toss it in, and you just hear a bunch of splashing and thrashing as he just goes to town. Death rolls and all.
I'm just gonna leave the door open. Kind of start walking away.
Okay. Anything else you want to do real quick?
No.
Okay. Arlos, you're at the chest.
I'm going to attempt to open the chest.
Alright. You reach for the chest and it is locked.
I'm gonna break it.
Okay, how are you gonna break it?
We slash at it. Using like the hilt.
Alright, you hit it with the pommel of the sword. Deal some damage. Excuse me.
You're excused.
Thank you.
You're all good.
Yeah, you just smack down with the pommel of your sword, and you just get a satisfying clink as you smash the lock open, similar to how Urgai did earlier.
Nice. What we got?
In there, you have some what seem like potion bottles, all of different colors, and just shades. Just a bunch of different colors.
We'll take them.
Okay. Would you like to roll Arcana to see what they are?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Just as you're...
Come on, Magic
Grabbing them.
Man. Suck.
They are not magical. Well, some of them are. Some of them are magical. But they don't seem like potions per se.
Am I looking at like different dyes or whatnot?
Yes.
Cool. Okay. So that's the key. I'm going to check this room out.
Okay. Well, if we're gonna go check that room, let me...
What? I don't like the way you transition into different situations.
I just go with whatever it is.
Oh, man.
Look, it's not my fault that you get the rooms that are like those rooms.
Okay, might as well just get it over with.
Okay, so you come into this room and you reveal that it is green and slimy.
It's like fucking mucus in here.
What you call us?
Ah! It stinks!
I'm joking, I'm joking. It did not talk. It did not talk. It did not talk.
Alright, well...
Actually, this one does talk. This one specifically. What you call us?
Living mucus by the looks of it.
That's pretty accurate, to be fair.
Is there something you prefer to be called?
Jerry.
Did you say Gary?
Jerry, with a J.
Oh, Jerry. Well, Jerry, sorry to be so rude about it. I just didn't know that you could speak.
Yeah.
What lies beyond these walls here?
Wood.
Never mind. I'm just gonna walk past you. You have a wonderful day.
Hey, this is my room.
It's your room.
Yeah, it's our room.
Okay.
Slime room. Are you slime?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'm going to go do slime things and then go over this way.
Yeah, have a slimy day.
Stay slippery, pal.
Yeah, you get it. That's a good slime.
Also, you guys might want to move along at some point, I do believe that this place is going to burn down.
Eh. You, by the way, that eh at the end was kind of just dismissive.
Okay. Will I get myself into these messes? What is that?
What? Who's there?
A friend.
Is that what I think it is?
I don't know. I don't know who you are. Please,
You don't know who I am.
just leave me
but I'm
alone.
not. Okay.
I don't want.
Are you? What's the matter?
I don't want you to hurt me anymore.
Anymore? I didn't hurt you at all.
I don't
What
like
you got
it.
here?
You'll hurt me. Don't,
I'm
please,
not
just
here.
don't.
I'm not here to hurt you, friend. If anything, I'm here to warn you that this place is coming down, so you probably might want to evacuate as soon as possible.
You say
What's
to
your
the
name?
creature stuck inside the cage?
That's a cage? I thought that was a bed frame.
That's a cage. These are all
Oh.
cages.
Oh, I'm gonna try to attempt to free the man.
Stay away. I'm wondering, you can see just this creature just cowering in the corner.
Okay, well, I can give you two options. Either A, I get you out of here, or B, I leave you to fry.
Roll a persuasion check. I don't want to fry.
I think so. Your survival instincts are good. We'll attempt to break the lock with the sword.
Alright, go ahead and roll an attack. That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Alright, you smack the lock nice and hard, having it basically just completely fall off.
Also, when was the last time you've had anything to eat?
I don't remember. You watch as this armored, long-tailed creature just shaking, holding its own two claws together, kind of rubbing them like a greedy, money business person in a cartoon, but out of like trying to comfort itself instead of greed.
Rations. Yep, I got 10. I will give him one thing of rations. Take that with you. I'm not sure what your name is. But
He'll look at it and then he'll slowly grab it before bringing it to his mouth and just taking a small bite, taking another nibble, and starting to just like kind of peck away at it, despite not having a beak. They just
What?
call me the Thing.
the thing? That's awfully rude. He says,
I don't like you here.
"Oh, I'm not here to offer you freedom."
Please.
Again, you can either stay here and fry, or you can come with us to the outside. There's a lot more food where that came from.
He very tentatively walks closer to you. and kind of like starts curling up into a ball, just keeping his head up, looking at you. As you watch this scaly armor just like form a nice, mostly round ball if it weren't for the head poking out.
Well, what's your name?
I don't have a name.
Kept you down here, and they didn't give you a name besides the thing.
That's what they called me.
Eh. Well, you seem to have plating on yourself, hoping to shield you. So how about we call you Tank?
Hank? I don't know. I'm scared.
You're scared of the name? Well, that's not the name for a tank then.
He's scared of the situation. He's scared in general.
Listen, if I wanted to hurt you, don't you think I would have already done it?
You just watch as he shakes and cowers in his little ball shape.
See, they must have been here tormenting you for a very long time. Understandable.
His head kind of like goes down as he continues to watch you. It's almost as if he forms the full ball, but doesn't want to completely hide in the ball yet. Just watch to see what you're gonna do.
I guess I can just lower myself to this level.
He is
Carlos will
tiny creature, by the way, about the size of
that.
a little bigger than a house cat. If it weren't for the tail, which just kind of doubles his length.
Carlos will slowly like lower himself with like his hand facing, like with palm facing upwards, and try to like allow him to sniff him.
He just cowers more and more into the ball.
Oh.
Oh, is it okay if I pet you?
What's that?
Well, hopefully it'll calm you down. It's more so like a sign of affection.
What?
A sign of affection?
Behind the... roll me an insight check.
Oh no.
Behind the face of just terror and fear and trauma, you just see a slight hint of confusion. As if he doesn't know what those mean.
Would you like a demonstration?
I don't know.
Arlos will start patting his own head. It's like a show of what it would be.
You watch as Tank kind of like slowly pulls out a claw and tries to scratch the top of his head. Kind of mimicking you.
Arlos will laugh like, sure, that's a soft pet. Now, allow me to show you that it feels a lot better when someone else does it, yeah?
He just, eyes darting around, just going back to you and just looking at the rest of the room, just everything shaking.
Oh, I have an idea. Arlos will cast Prestidigitation and make the smell of lavenders fill the area to try and get him to relax.
He curls more into his ball.
I thought lavenders were supposed to be relaxing.
At this strange scent.
Man, this poor thing had not seen the outside world.
Mm-mm.
Tell me, have you ever had fresh air?
What?
Jesus, they've had you here your entire life. So you just don't know. Would you allow me to show you a better way of living than staying cooped up in one small area? A place where you can run around and get as much exercise as you would like. You can run anywhere that the wind takes you.
You're not gonna hurt me, right?
Again, if I wanted to, I already have. I would have.
Okay.
You haven't done anything for me to want to hurt you. You haven't endangered me or my friends.
Okay.
I think you've been hurt enough being locked up in here your entire life.
He kind of gives a little nod to you and just like stays curled in his ball.
Attempt to gently pick him up.
Mm-hmm. You pick him up and he just like curls into his ball, but like he doesn't do any movements to get away from you. One second. Alright, you should be able to move him.
And while we're walking, I'm going to, like, pet his shell since he's curled up into a ball.
Mm-hmm.
The entire way down.
Yep.
What the? This doesn't look good. Hello? The fuck? There we go.
You peek into the room and you just see a nice living space.
Chickens!
Yeah.
Bark.
And cat.
Wait, did I forget to put a Bob on this map?
Yes.
Oh
So
my
far.
god. What do you mean so far? I revealed the whole map.
Have you? Oh.
Wait, I know where the Bob was supposed to be.
Hey, okay, chicken.
1 second.
1.
Time's up.
He's
I had
important.
He was supposed to be sitting on top of the pile of gold.
You mean
Wait.
acorns?
Yes, I thought it was a pile of
Acorns.
gold, okay?
Gold acorns.
Golden acorns.
Yeah. So the audience can see him. There he is.
Bob.
Bob.
It's very important.
Oh,
If you don't
hey,
understand
the
how
pile of
truly
acorns.
significant Bob is by this point, just go back and watch every other. You need to know.
Mm-hmm.
The Church of Bob.
Church of Bob.
Praise be.
Don't say that same will make it a thing.
Maybe.
And at his last supper, Bob gave a drumstick. He said, "Eat this, for it is my leg."
For it is my leg!
Oh my god! And he fed everyone chicken soup, saying, "This is my blood."
This is my...
Anyways, what would you like to do?
Bob is Jesus.
And he handed over a feather and said unto his disciples, "This is my flesh."
Oh, well, I love Almighty Deity Bob.
Is this key actually here?
No. That is not
Okay,
actually
nice.
there.
Is that
Actually,
a cat?
yes. Yes, that is a cat.
Cat.
I gotta save
Hello,
the cat.
Kitty. Am I gonna save the cat?
Well, yeah, there's a
Oh.
fire going on.
Yeah, but I've already got one thing in my hand already. No, fuck it.
You got 2 hands.
Give me a kitty.
The cat
I know you're
seems
comfortable.
unreactive and motionless.
Oh,
It's taxidermied.
no.
It's taxidermy. Oh, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, does
And
Arlo
now
see
I'm
that?
sad.
You can poke it.
Felicitous. It's been much. Sure, we'll poke the cat.
All right, you poke the cat, and it kind of like lifts up on one side as you let go, and it just kind of flops back down in position.
Oh, good God, those monsters.
It's super stiff.
Oh,
Disgusting. I don't like taxidermy.
no, me either.
Poor
Okay.
cat.
Well, little fella,
Save
we gotta
the
get you out of here
remains.
before they get you too. Save the remains? What do you mean, save the remains?
As you've been
No.
petting Tank, his shaking has slowly gone down. It's still there, but it's a little more manageable.
Poor thing has PTSD. We gotta get you back to my friends so we can get the hell up out of here.
Nah, we need to let it burn. Let its body be.
It's dead!
That's what I'm saying. Let it burn. Let him go.
All right, what would
But
you
you
like
said
to do?
we still have a robot friend to save.
Let me look.
Heartless. In my mind, it's better to let it burn. It's already been desecrated.
Yep.
Mordred, if it makes you feel better, I can't take it off the map.
I mean, you don't really have to. The fire's gonna
Yeah, but-
cook everything here.
Yeah, the only thing is robot friend. I don't. Maybe we should help him leave, but it doesn't seem like he wants to leave.
I
Tell him
mean,
he can open a toy shop.
Well, if you can convince him, Octog's not very good at convincing people unless it's from
There's
workers,
also
right?
the slime,
the crocodile as well.
like the mossy one.
Jesus.
This would be better if we could have just taken. If someone didn't set the whole thing on fire, we could have just left these things here.
You're not wrong. It was an accident.
Yeah, it's just so was getting us arrested.
Hold on, who set what on fire?
Arlo set the place on fire.
Wait, how?
He attacked a spider using fire, and the
Oh.
webs behind the spider got burned.
If it makes you feel
On
any
fire.
better, it wasn't by choice.
It was an accident.
But wait, the doors are closed.
They're wooden.
But yeah, I say that's not just closing the door doesn't stop the fire. It slows
Did
it
it run out of
down. But
oxygen?
Arlos,
if they're wooden, it'll burn before it runs out of oxygen.
Gotcha.
you walk into the room with the small child robot.
You must be what Octog was referring to. Ah, don't move so suddenly.
Hello,
Hello,
who are you?
my name is Arlos. My friend visited you before, apparently. You guys had a conversation.
Which friend is that?
The little red lizard-looking friend.
Oh yes, that one. He was quite interesting.
First, I've heard that one, but yeah, he is a special kind of fella.
He kept asking me about a name. I don't know anything about names.
A name is how one is identified. How were you identified as?
I was not identified.
What's up with these people and not naming things?
I
Sorry.
would simply make the toys. I like
Toy
to make toys.
Well, I have news for you. This place is going up in flames, and you wouldn't be able to make any more toys without any materials if everything burns, right?
Oh
So
no.
don't you want to leave?
We should we should put out the fire.
That's a lot of work. It's kind of spreading already.
Oh dear.
It's the oh no for me.
So, what did you say? You come with the rest of us, and we evacuate the building, so you can continue making toys elsewhere. Maybe make a store out of it.
Can't I bring my materials and some toys I've already made?
You could bring someone's left shoe for all I care.
Why would I bring someone's left shoe?
Never mind. It's just a figure of speech. Yes, you can bring your materials.
Figure of speech. That seems quite unproductive.
God damn it.
At this point, we might as well just call this thing Geppetto. Or, well, in this case, Robo-Pet. Wait, no, that's not going to work.
It's gonna collect the sack of stuffing. It's going to grab some of the fabrics. It's gonna grab some of the toys. Put them in this barrel over here. Reach into the closet for a backpack. Put the barrel into the backpack. And then start following. I am ready. Oh wait, and some dice. I am ready.
Alright. I want to bring you back to the group so we can start making our way out of here.
Yes. Also, what was that about a store?
A store. You can take one of your best hobbies, which is toy making, and then make toys for everyone that would like one. So you can do what you love and make a living off of it.
Don't I already do that?
Yeah, but you get this currency that you can use to trade for other things to make even better toys.
Why would... How can I get this currency?
By exchanging your toys for the currency. It's a whole thing. We'll explain it at some point. But right now is not the time.
Money can be used for goods and services.
Interesting. Hello.
Is there anyone else that we are forgetting?
There's...
Ah,
No, I would not know that.
just the green one in the sub lab.
There's no...
No,
Kay just kind of points over.
the toy robot would not actually say that.
Secret project? That one's in somewhere. I mean, yes.
It's just organized very well, Alina.
DVC a British reference.
Well, at least someone caught it.
What?
Oh, did you say that? I might have I might not have heard you.
I explained this. Never mind. Don't worry about
Did
it.
you say something about Little Green?
No,
No.
no, I was referencing.
The sub lab.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, plus the green one in the sub lab.
Okay.
I have never seen so many people before.
They're good people.
Well, you gotta see more. We gotta go.
What does that mean, good people?
That is a question for a much later date.
Okay.
We're gonna teach this robot morality.
I have
Is there
given-
any other living?
I have given control of the toy robot to all of you.
Is there any other
Alright.
living creatures that need to be evacuated?
There's a croc. Well, I wouldn't know about that.
Kay just points over his shoulder. There's a talking crocodile, and I tried to convince him to go with us, but he likes his little swamp room. And to be fair, I left the door open so he can eat the dead goblins.
Kay. It's not a talking crocodile. It's just a crocodile.
Look,
It's talking when it's talking to me.
I mean, he can understand it, so technically it's a talking crocodile.
Shepherd druid.
Yes, I understand.
The druid thinks animals can talk. They don't know.
Well, if you left the door open, he has his window to escape. As for everyone else, let's hightail it the fuck out of here.
And you all GTFO the fuck out of there. That's the wrong door.
What?
Arlos, that's the wrong
me.
door. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you all leave footprints in the flower as you escape,
Oh no.
and you head out into the outdoors where the fire has already started appearing in the back.
I would like to mention.
Star!
I would like to mention that Mordred has in fact abandoned the very friendly slime.
You assume it's friendly.
Yeah, I would say, was
Yeah.
it really
I was
friendly?
about to say.
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know.
The only one I would
Slimes
say
just
is,
kind of exist.
the only one that I would say is friendly is Jerry. Which,
Jerry?
fun fact, is the only talking slime.
I offered him escape! He wanted to brush me off!
He went, hey.
Not his issue.
Nah, it's not my
It's
issue.
fine.
Look,
It's
I'm just
fine,
not as
Morgan.
flammable as other things. I'm sorry.
Man eats fire for breakfast.
Sometimes.
That's metal as fuck.
Thank you. I'll take metal
Rock
too.
it out, brother.
I eat metal.
Welcome to the Salty Spittoon.
You got
How
any
tough are
copper?
you?
I like eating copper.
I will offer him 1 copper piece. Do I have copper on me?
Ew, that's manufactured.
Oh, alright,
I
I'll
like
take it for myself,
raw
damn it!
copper.
Fuck,
Alright,
great
Listen.
bastards.
you all escape.
He likes.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say he likes his copper sashimi style.
Yeah, prepared in front of him. Alright, so you all escape. And as you turn around, you see the building catching fire on the back end as you escape on the front. As you all leave, Dark kind of comes out as like, "Hey, bye guys. Have a good one."
But, wait, don't you want to look for a new place to work?
Why?
Miles will scratch his head.
What's
You know what? Trust me, this place is not suitable for employment.
My mom works here. And my sister.
I don't think she works here anymore.
Is she gone?
Yeah, they probably moved on to better things, pal.
Oh, they left me again. It's okay.
Again?
I'll find them.
I don't think you're going to, bud. You should probably work somewhere where you're more actually appreciated.
What do you mean?
Oh.
I really
These
wanna
weren't
be a-
exactly the nicest people.
What do you mean?
You probably didn't even know the things that they would have going on in there, did you?
I was not allowed back there.
Yeah, because they figured that you were too good-hearted to understand their methods of madness. So they probably want to keep you out of the loop.
I'm kept out of a lot of things. He says all this with a big smile on his face, by the way.
God damn it! God damn it!
He's too precious.
What if I told you we have a place where you could be appreciated and you can actually help out without being left out from many things? Yeah?
That sounds nice.
Okay. Also, your folks are dead.
What?
Hey,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Wow, what a good way to tell someone. So, you all are running away. You drag Dar with you, and after turning back around from seeing the back of the building burn, you hear a couple of explosions go off and like puffs of white smoke go up, or dust. You're pretty sure that's dust, or flour. That might be flour. But you see like explosions go off, and the building starting to burn more quickly as you run all the way back to Balakaya, and more specifically, to the inn.
Thank God.
We're actively bringing business to this inn.
With your new friends in tow. Let me repeat, your new friends in tow. That is this one, this one, this one. I need a goblin.
A goblin, a spider, and a robot.
You want us to move our characters to the entrance?
You're fine.
Gotcha.
Is Bob still raking in the cash?
Yeah. Not that any of you could tell. He's just kind of there, existing.
Does he ever eat?
I feel like he eats the souls of the losers that he beats.
My God, that is metal as fuck.
There you go. Alright, let's see, get Tank. Dar, you stay in the middle. Robot Boy, you stay in the middle. Joy, you get the spider. Actually, the spider would be left somewhere out in the wild.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So it'll appreciate the help. And then it'll fuck off.
Oh yeah, I forgot this little dude too. We got so many friends.
Yeah. So, thank you everyone for coming to today's session. That's where we're going to be calling it today, as everyone's going to be winding down. So, thank you everyone for showing up. We're going to do one more thing before we leave, and that's say who the fuck you all are.
Who the fuck you
You
all are?
people.
Who are you people? Like, do you guys want to keep going?
I mean, I'm pretty tired.
Okay.
Oh, there's your answer.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just talk to Ray at least? Okay. You can all talk to Ray.
Yay!
I'll bring y'all to the second floor. Alright.
Question, Yeti. Why didn't you give me the hag heart?
I don't know. I
Thinking
didn't want
about
it.
this. I don't want this thing.
I didn't want it, so I just handed it to the closest person to me that wasn't a child.
Can Octon just hand it to Ray?
I can. You gotta tell him though, otherwise he's just gonna hold on to it.
Alright, go ahead and put yourselves by Ray's door.
Door. I don't know if we need the children here.
You
for
don't
this.
need the children here. You do not need the children here. I repeat, no children should be witnessing this act.
We'll pretend he's still downstairs. He
Okay.
collapsed on the sofa
Okay.
with the kids.
Alright. Anyone who wants to talk to Ray can be up here.
Ollie here.
So Alina knocks on the door. Alina opens the door abruptly as Ray and Block kind of panic, and Ray jumps off the desk and kind of covers Blanc a little bit. One moment.
Were they having relations?
Maybe.
Octon just says, nice.
Thank you, but
Oh,
knock first next time, maybe.
to be fair, I didn't open the door.
They say as they pull up their shirt. Huh. You gotta write that down. Anyways, what can I help you all with? You all see his Blanc is just wiping down his pants, what you assume are his pants, and the chair underneath him.
Oh,
Oh, you subbed the fabrication factory issue. What was actually happening over there? I hope nothing bad.
We blew it up.
You what now?
You just hear Urger from down the hall.
You what?
Someone decided to set the building on fire.
Also, you can step into the room.
are you sure it's safe?
No one said they closed the door.
Octot steps in. It smells a little funny in here.
Yeah.
Ray gives you a look. Like, you really? Anyways, so what exactly was happening in there?
Gabos.
Yes, it is run by goblins.
Dead.
I chuckled.
You killed Nichisanji and Annie.
I mean, they tried to kill us first.
What about Dar?
No, we
Oh,
brought
he's
Dar
downstairs.
Oh, thank heavens. So, why exactly did you kill them?
here. They tried to feed me to a bunch of spiders.
What?
They tried to feed me to a bunch of spiders.
When did they get a bunch of spiders?
How the hell should I know? I even tried to do them a favor.
Wait, is that why there's... Oh. That explains the cloth.
I pull out the white cloth I had brought with me.
They take a look at it, like, feel it under their hands. Yeah, this is definitely their work. Is this really spiders? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Wow. Never would have thought it was spider silk.
They've also been brewing up this shit.
Uh,
We'll pull out
Alina
one of
also
the
said-
bottles of the dye.
Also,
So
I do have
Alina
a
also-
question.
Alina said that
it's-
they have barrels of questionable powder. I was just trying to get that in there
Yeah.
for her.
That it was flour.
Hmm.
Alina, it was flour. It was not quote unquote flour. It was flour.
It was just straight up baking flour.
It's baking flour.
Also, I have a side question, Sam.
Yes, you
If I
can
were
make.
to get,
Yeah, go ahead, Yeti.
I was gonna ask if I could get, if I got the spider silk made into a gi for me, would it be better than the clothes I currently wearing and still count as clothes?
I mean, presumably the fabric he is using is from the Kurai Color Factory. Huh.
So, they've been cooking up this pink dye, which seems to have some pretty fucked up qualities, if you ask me.
What's wrong with the dye? Mind if I see it?
Sure. I'll also hand over one of the bottles.
They'll take it, uncork it or whatever the cap is. Look at it. Give it a sniff. Oh. Oh, this is magic. This is heavily magic. Oh, I missed the weasel. Wow.
Oh yeah, there's this old green lady. I have her heart. Pulls out the heart.
Is that a hag heart? They had it. They look at the potion. Look at the heart. That makes sense now.
Me realizing I forgot to clean off my arm afterwards.
She recorks it, or they recork it. You weren't going to use this, were you?
Function of the
I
heart.
can't say that I personally would use it,
Hmm.
but I did have some plans for it.
I mean, it is yours, and I guess I can trust you with not, using it improperly. They hand it back to you.
Would you want it? We could work out a deal for it.
Simply for safety purposes. Otherwise, I have no real use for it.
Right, so nothing in here that you'd use it for, right? Looks at Blanc.
Ray looks at Blanc. Blanc looks at Ray. Ray looks at the potion, looks back to Blanc. On second thought, maybe we could use some of that? If you're offering, after all.
Well, I don't see why not.
Very well, we can work that into our deal. But I do have to thank you. I didn't know that was happening there. Quite the interesting experience. Blanc, you take care of that. I'm going to take these all to the these folks to the treasure room. If you would follow me.
Damn!
Where did... Oh. I meant to hit copy, not paste.
Friends showed up.
Copy. Alright.
I challenge your approaches.
So, they take you down the stairs and start leading whoever wants to come along across the way. No one seems
I
to
think
be...
at this.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying. I think at this point, Octave will go check on Penny, so he's gonna lead the group working
Okay.
on this.
You take over Fenthris's position back on the after checking on Penny specifically, and like making sure she's okay and comfortable. You go back to tending to the eggs, and Fenthris just slumps out of the room, and kind of just she makes it to the door before just passing out on the floor.
Medic! Beep, beep, beep.
No, don't
Is she
go,
tired?
medic. Leave me here to die. Also, nobody seems to be paying any mind to you or Ray as you're walking down here.
It's the gang.
Shh. Stay quiet. And follow me.
Oh, Alina's following too.
Okay, Alina is following. Welcome to my treasure room.
Almost his jaw will fucking drop. He just fucking hits the floor. Holy shit.
I know, it could be much bigger. But I do try to keep it modest.
Bigger, most people wouldn't see this in their lifetimes.
Again, honey, I'm a dragon.
Fair enough.
Alright, Alina, I'm gonna just drag you along with. Hit, yeah. Hit, yeah. Once you start working with dragons, you'll understand. Now, I was wondering if you had any... Gives Kai a look. Kai does not notice you. or Kay, or Arlos. Or Ray, or Arlos. Yes, I was wondering, if as part of your reward, if you would be interested in any, possibly magical trinkets. I may have one or two after all.
I don't see why not. What's available to us?
Name something, I can see if I can find something in this room.
Sammy, don't do this to me. I don't know any magical trinkets in this game.
Just pick something and I can probably work something out. Something fire related. I think I have... Now, what exactly are you looking for? An amulet, ring, staff? Staff, actually. I might have something for that. They go digging in the pile back here. Of course. They pull out a staff with a ruby jewel on the top of it. And they start walking it back over to you. Now, I understand your child is a little bit of a fanatic, so I recommend waiting till she's older before using this. And they'll hand you a staff of fire.
Would I be able to head over there, or is it a little late to do that?
You can. It was offered to
Alright.
anyone.
Alright.
Would you happen to have anything like a cloak to help with stealth?
A cloak. Yes, I do believe I have something for that. They open up the crate right there in front of them, and they go through a bunch of different fabrics, boots, a helmet or two. They pull out a tricorn hat, put it on. I remember this one. Here we are. And they hand you a magical cloak that seems passable. Like, if nobody was paying attention to it... No, it's not an invisibility cloak. If no one was paying attention to it, they mostly pass it up. This should help with your interesting ideas.
Interesting ideas.
Well, did you want me to spell it out for you?
Sure, because I had completely decided on giving this to someone else.
Yes, I was referring to your child.
No! Why are you so smart? What the fuck?
Do you know how old... Wait, you don't.
I don't think it's polite to really just go around asking a dragon their age.
Appreciated. And you, my turtle friend,
Yeah.
what could I help you with?
Would you perchance have a ring or cloak of protection?
Ooh, actually, yes, I do have a cloak of protection. Or would you prefer the ring?
Either or works.
Alright. They go back into the same crate that they were looking through, and pull out another cloak that seems a lot more sturdy, and hand it to you. There you are.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I give like a friendly bow.
Anything else for any of your other friends, possibly?
Do you have something that can allow Kay to be able to fly while still being protected?
Kay can fly.
Yes, but
Also,
usually when they're wearing the armor, they can't fly as well.
True. However, if I'm not mistaken, they point to you or a guy. Those are bracers of protection, aren't they? Or of defense, aren't they?
Yes.
Wouldn't your feathered friend be able to use them if they can't wear armor?
Perhaps.
Because I don't believe I have exactly one of those myself, unfortunately.
They are a druid. Might you have anything that might help their offensive capabilities?
Offensive capabilities for a druid. I'm not entirely sure. Would they be interested in a magical staff similar to what I handed you, Alina? And if so, which kinds would you think?
Good question. They do seem to enjoy placing fireplaces.
Well, I only have the one staff of fire.
Exactly sure.
Although, it would be kind of interesting to see, but I do have its counterpart. If you're interested, of course.
That being.
The Staff of Frost.
Is that something Kay would be interested in?
Okay.
What?
Staff of Frost.
I think he's fallen asleep.
I swear I'm not. I don't know what you're insinuating, Yeti.
What was the last three things we said?
Something about a staff of frost. Talking about Kay trying to fly
What?
with like armor on.
Evie, thank you.
Try and
so much.
negotiate. Try and negotiate you some magical items.
Or perhaps they would prefer something with a bit more shock and awe.
I mean, anything that's not fire, because I have a lot of fire spells I can use.
What about
If
the
I redo my
Staff
spells.
of Thunder and Lightning?
That's just sharp fire.
Sharp fire.
Not.
Thank you so much for the raid. Well,
I guess it would work. They do have an ice knife, right? So adding one more element to the repertoire would be pretty good.
Well, technically, Ice Knife is a spell, but yes.
it is.
But you gotta pick one. I'm not you. I can't speak for you.
I know. Look, just it's fine. Whatever you get will be fine. It will be very much appreciated.
Would you
Kay is
prefer
currently passed out on the couch.
cold or shock?
We can leave the shocking to Son. Charles, that's his name.
Okay.
I brain dipped for
So you want cold? You want frost?
Cold works.
Alright, Staff of Frost then.
Boy, what's your name? Dad, you should know.
Very well. Now, would that be all? Or is there something else you were interested in?
Pretty sure the salamander could use something, but I'm gonna leave that to you. He's doing parental duties at the moment.
I see. I see. I may have an idea there. One moment. Fred, thank you. I appreciate it so much. Well, if they're a new father, why not give them this? And they pull out a large ring. Bracelet of guidance.
That poor bastard could use as much guidance as he can get.
I mean, this was
Visible
also...
annoyance radiating.
It is quite a nice object, after all. Take it.
You honor us, Ray.
Though,
I mean-
I would have to say, I don't think I'd be able to afford a gold payment for magic items of this sort, so... I do hope you enjoy.
I think I only have 50 platinum do I have left? I have 30 platinum left.
Only
You
30
said, like-
platinum.
You know,
Yeah, but
as in they won't be able to pay you if you take this much.
that is fine with me.
Very well. Enjoy. And, you never saw this room.
What room?
Adorable. Also, don't steal anything. I
You
would.
think I'm sneaky enough to stealth my way into a dragon's hoard?
I don't make assumptions.
Very smart.
Thank you.
But you've been good to us. We have no need to do that.
Appreciate it. And same with you.
Besides, I'm pretty sure you could fry every one of us in one blast if you really wanted to.
Oh, Fry. That's what you think of me. They say with a smirk.
Fair enough. One shouldn't assume.
Of course.
Carlos now worried for his life of whatever happened.
Have a
Okay.
good time.
Been so far. You have a good rest of your day. I'm going to return to Zal.
Yep.
Thank you again.
And you all can return back to where it is you were coming from. Alina, as you walk past the table, at about this point, Ray starts to, or Kaitex starts to notice you. Almost as if a spell has worn off. Which is not how the spell works, but I'm gonna say it was passed without a trace.
I forgot to ask Ray about fucking the Dar. God damn it.
Don't worry about it.
And
So,
the
yeah.
robot. I mean, the robot can probably work like in the one shop, the clothing store.
Alright, so. Are we all good now?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for showing up. I appreciate the a little bit extra long session today. And I know some of my players are already really tired. Would you like to do outros real quick?
Yeah.
Who's first?
I am the Mini-Yeti. I play Urugard the Tortoise Monk. At the moment, I cannot stream because, as I mentioned at the beginning, my capture card is kind of kaput. It's a bit broken. It kind of melted on the inside.
Crunchy.
What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, but I am looking into upgrading my computer so I could potentially stream directly from my computer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The only downside is financially it is slightly expensive.
Alright.
The eeny, meeny, miny, Mikey.
Hi everyone, my name is Cosmos Keeper, aka Karen. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter. You can also find my art, Twitter, linked in my Twitter bio.
Quick, say Twitter 5 times.
Crow.
Oh shit. Hi everyone, my name is KiryuMakotoVT, same name on all social media platforms. I do plan on streaming again either this weekend or next week. Doc, go ahead, buddy.
I'm all gummed up right now. I am the Pixel Doctor. Yeah. Played Octod, the Kobold Barbarian. And the 5Gs are striking me right now.
Yeah.
And I might stream tomorrow or Thursday. I don't really have anything to do this week, so well, except for I have to get my video finished editing for Sunday. Other than that, yeah, I didn't know who was left because I was not paying full attention. I'll be honest.
It's late. Don't worry about it. My voice is also starting to weaken. Side effect from being sick.
Yeah, that and I'm helping my one friend with something.
Yeah.
So I was like, brains in two places.
Alright. Mordred, do you have your outro?
She's always got it ready.
I know, but also computer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay. Well, in the meantime, I'm just gonna hope.
I am Mordred Cannon. I played Alina and will try to stream again soon. I really need to get out of this hiatus ASAP.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta do it.
Fucking
Yeah.
put it in the wrong VC like an idiot.
It happens, it happens. You're good.
You're all good.
And I am
Dumbass.
Sammy, your godmommy, dungeon master, tabletop RPG VTuber, who wants to get back into streaming more. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah.
I want to make more content.
And I have given a segue to do that quite
Yeah.
recently, in fact.
I mean, yes, but also I want to make sure I'm able to do all the other stuff, and I want to do behind the scenes as well. So yeah. Also,
Yes.
on top of that, join me on Neri's channel tomorrow, as I'm going to be joining her for a Animal Party collab.
Oh, I thought she canceled that.
Did she?
Yeah, I think she canceled that recently.
Damn it. Well, never mind.
Well, double check before you.
Yeah, I was not informed. I will double check with her.
I think she mentioned it on her Discord.
Ah, okay.
I just realized, are you not in her Discord?
No.
Gotcha. That explains a lot.
Yep.
I'll shoot you an invite.
Yeah, please. Alright. So we're all dying. We're all slowly losing it. Who are we raiding into?
I don't even know who's streaming right now.
Who is live at the moment?
Anyone want to go, or
Let
I
me
got
see
one.
if there's anyone on my end.
I got someone, but if you guys got someone.
There's
I
only
mean,
a few people on my end,
Jake.
but if you have someone,
We got Vesper.
Vesper?
Jake Light.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, we can do Jake.
Nice.
Yeah. Let's go with Jake.
There you go.
Yeah.
I wanted to spell Jake, not joke.
I joked once. That was awful.
Joke light.
Alright. We also have some raid messages for those who do want to join in the raid. Remember, the first one is for followers. The second one is for subscribers. And also, I don't think I
He's
set
on the
this up.
starting soon stream, so he just started.
Perfect.
Nice.
Also, I don't think I set this up for myself. No, it's not funny. No, I should shout. No, I did not set it up. Okay. But yeah, go ahead and copy paste whichever one applies to you. And we'll be raiding out shortly. Thank you everyone so much for joining us. I will see you again next week. So long as I don't get sick or anything. And yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be back soon. You'll see. We got hit with a copyright strike.
Oof. Can't we cast Second Wind?
Maybe.
I cast Plead the Fifth.
I cast Plead the
What?
Fifth. I cast Fair Rights.
Yeah.
I cast
I
Having a
cast
Stroke to get
These
on my
Nuts.
responsibilities.
I cast Anarchy. Well. Hey, look, it's Sammy. Well,
I cast
Sam's
Screw the Rules, I don't have money.